practiced that shit all morning, man. Nah, but the way y'all really like who's doing all that? Woo! All right, everybody, this is Mawan here at Dash Radio today. Today we got a real special guest, man. Today we got Conway the Machine.
What's
Griselda.
good? What's good?
How
G?
you doing?
What's good?
Buffalo in the house.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm hyped to speak to you. I'm honored too because I would say you, Gun, and Benny are like the last Mohicans of like the golden age of rap that I've grew up off, you know?
Yeah.
I grew up off that golden era, that 95, 96, 97 hip hop.
Yeah.
And y'all haven't bend or fold. Like you guys are you. You haven't accustomed to what other people are doing.
Yeah, it's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of just being ourselves and just, you know what I'm saying, doing what, you know, we love to do. You know, we was inspired, you know, by the, you know, the hip hop heavyweights and, you know, some of the greats and shit. So it's dope, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we inspiring, you know, the culture after us, you know what I'm saying? Like my boy Jay Skis, he holding that torch down too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth.
Shout out Jay Ski, he slid on the album.
Yeah.
My man slid on that. Now, what's so dope is you mentioned being inspired by that generation, but now you're inspiring them. Like I seen Jay with y'all. That I was so happy when I saw that. And then to see Kanye had to tap in with y'all before, like the album wasn't gonna come out till he had Griselda in the room.
Nah, it's dope, man. Being able to just be acknowledged by those guys, like just to be, you know, saluted and, you know, just like embraced and just for them to just be like, yo, I like what you're doing, keep that up. I mean that mean the world to us, you know, to me in particular, like. You know, that's bucket list for me.
Yeah,
you know?
man. I was just like, I was overjoyed, so I can't imagine how y'all felt.
Right.
It felt like it was like almost like a 3 to 6 month span when like the whole industry went on notice, and I saw you with Jay, Ye. You know, you guys have been with Shady, but you guys are attached with all those names.
Man.
Was there any one specific moment that stood out the most when you felt like Griselda's here, like we're not going nowhere?
I probably would have to say like, you know, meeting M. You know what I'm saying? Getting in the room with Paul and Eminem, and you know, being able to, you know, get a deal done.
Yeah.
To me, it was more so like it was validation. It was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the hard work's paying off and it's being recognized by, like, you know, people that I considered icons and, you know, inspirations and legends and this shit. So, I mean, I'm just thankful and happy to even be, like I said, to just be acknowledged and, you know what I mean, have that support and, you know, like, yo, man, you're doing it right. You're doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, when, especially, like, shout out, you know what I mean? Like, Raekwon, Ghost, you know what I'm saying? Recipes, Prodigy, Busta Rhymes, like guys like that, you know, who, you know, went out their way to, you know, personally get in contact with me and get in touch with us just to let us know, like, look, man, we watching, we listening, we loving what we hearing, and y'all keep that up, man. Y'all keep pushing it forward.
That's
y'all
so
doing
dope,
it the right way. Yeah, that's
because now,
dope.
like, you can almost do them a favor. You know what I mean? In a sense, like if Bus got a new album coming, how many years you grew up off him, you can be like, yo, I'll give you a verse or let me hop on there. Like, that's amazing, man.
It's amazing, man. Shout out to all of them.
Conway, I want to give you. I gift every artist I talk to an album, and with you, I knew what artist, album, discography I was gonna pick from. I was actually upstairs like 5 minutes before you came, looking at 3 albums.
Okay.
I decided I wanted to give you Jay-Z's Blueprint.
Oh, okay.
I had to give you the blueprint because I really feel like you, Benny, and Gun got the blueprint now.
No question, man.
You got everything you drop now makes waves.
100%, man. You know what I mean? And shout out to Hove, man. That's, you know, that's big bro, you know, and you know what I mean? He's been very instrumental in my, you know, me honing my skill as a youngster coming up to now.
Oh, like listening to him?
Yeah, listening to him, just being, you know, inspired by everything, you know, watching and studying the film, you know what I mean? Studying his highlight tapes.
It's like sports, right?
Yeah.
And you got the best sport references, best sport bars. I feel like you're a real diehard NBA fan.
Yeah, all sports, man. I just when I got spare time, and at home, my TV always on ESPN or like
Same.
Fox,
You were
Fox
just
Sports.
on ESPN.
Yeah, I've been on ESPN a couple
I
of
seen you
times.
on there,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Shout out to my man Jalen Rose. Shout out Jacoby. Jalen and Jacoby show. You know what I mean? A couple of shows I've been on.
Yeah, I seen you, and man, I wanted to say, so I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. I had my
Yeah.
heart broken 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
man, your team put up, that was the best NFL game I ever seen.
Right.
Period. All
Yeah.
the years I watched football, I had never seen a team not win the game, but not lose.
Right,
The Bills didn't
right.
lose that game to me.
Right,
It's
right,
just the
right.
rules are stupid, and they didn't get the ball back.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate, man, but I'm proud of my guys, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my team. It was amazing to watch. You know what I'm saying? And
Phenomenal game.
We got something special to look forward
Absolutely.
to for the future.
Are you
with that
cool
team.
with Josh Allen?
I never met him. I haven't met him yet, but I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna cross paths and stuff.
I know it will, because you
I'm a
to
huge
me,
fan, you know
you're
what
the
I'm saying?
biggest Bills fan to me.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you were on ESPN,
Right.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
talking about the Bills. Like
Yeah.
no other celebrity artist
Yeah.
is doing that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? In due
We gotta get
time, man.
Conway
Shout out to
singing.
Josh Allen.
The national anthem out there now. I'm playing.
Yeah, I can, showcase my my talents.
Which you've actually
My
been
R&B
showcasing
talents.
on La Machina, or La Machina, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
actually have songs where like you sang more and you kind of wrote
Yeah.
out hooks and melodies. Which
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
dope to hear.
Yeah, I'm
but-
just in a different vibe with it, you know?
Yeah, but every time y'all come, the one thing that the thing about Griselda is it's like what Denzel said in American Gangster, where he said it's like Pepsi, it's like a name brand. When I see Griselda and I see any of your names, I immediately know it's quality, and I immediately know it's gonna be straight rap, no crap, no gimmicks, no just 808s with like a catchy hook.
Right, yeah, no, that's fire, man. That's you.
No, y'all just come in. You know, the first song, I'm not gonna lie, I caught on late. It was Timeless Benny. And it's Spotify just put it on there. Spotify, I think I was listening to something Hit Boy did, and that plays.
Right.
And immediately the first thing I thought was, this motherfucker wasted no time.
Yeah.
He just started rapping, and this is just rap. So then I had to look up all of y'all, and then I had people telling me, you haven't heard Gun, bro, you gotta hear Conway.
Yeah.
I've never been disappointed by anything y'all make.
That's dope, man. Thank you, man.
No,
Appreciate
man.
that.
Thank you, bro, for not selling out, not like, saying, fuck all this. I'm not trying to make it off real rap. Might have been easier to do some poppy shit.
Right, yeah, it probably would have been. Who knows, you know what I'm saying? Could have been easier to just, follow the trend of what's hot, you know what I'm saying? What's the radio playing? What people tell you is like, okay, a hit, but to me, I like when it's just organic, you know what I mean? I just go in the studio and just, I do it, what's on my heart, like whatever I feel in my heart at the time, like whatever vibe I'm on.
So do you
That's
write?
what come out of me.
Do you write to the beat
It
before you hit
depends
the
on
studio?
how my vibe is, you feel me?
Okay.
Like,
Because a lot of new artists don't. I'm hearing more and more artists are like, nah, I just vibe out, go in and
Yeah,
punch
a
in,
lot of my
punch in.
stuff, I don't write, but I do write some. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I write some. I
I
do
feel-
both.
Okay.
It just depends on how, like, you know what I mean? How
Yeah, the
excited I
mood.
get for it. Like sometimes I might be going through beats. I hear a beat and it's just like, just load that up and I can just go right through it. Like I
Right
just,
off the top.
Yeah, knock
Like
it
that
out.
Jay-Z shit. They say like Jay and Big never wrote lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, they write everything in their head and then go out and drop
Yeah.
it.
Same thing. Yep.
That's fucking crazy, man. Well, what can we expect? So God don't make mistakes. One of the reasons I wanted to give you Blueprint, I feel like this is gonna be like your blueprint.
I hope so.
So much
man.
hard
It's-
work's gone into it.
Yeah, man, I've been, it's been over, a year or two in the making, you know what I mean? But it's finally about to be, out there for the people to enjoy and have in their catalog and, we just want to focus on that, just making sure that, you know what I mean, the album get its due diligence, like we work it the right way and, get it out there. Kind of just focusing on one thing at a time, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But
Because you
that's
got a
pretty
whole,
much it
you
for
got
the
a
near
whole
future.
label on your back, you and Gun. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Having
Right.
Shady on your back.
Yeah, we got the Shady stuff, and then we got, the Griselda record stuff, those artists, you know what I'm saying? I got drum work artists, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of work, a lot
Real
of
boss
stuff
moves. Y'all,
Yeah,
I
they
could really
gotta do-
tell Jay-Z inspired you by just a lot of the ways that you guys move.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
You gotta keep hustling. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He's still grinding. I always tell
Yeah.
people, like, every day I wake up, I think about, like, Jay, Elon Musk, these dudes. I'm like, they're working harder than me.
Right, hustling.
You know what I mean? And they got 'em, you know? So, like, if I'm not putting in 20 hours,
Yeah,
what am I doing?
right. 100%.
Production-wise, though, the reason I say I feel like this is going to be your Blueprint is Blueprint was that point in Jay's career where he had M producing on there. He had, like, Jay could kind of reach and grab any producer at that point, and the album came out so good, and you have early Ye on there. What can we expect production-wise from your project?
I got on God Don't Make Mistakes. I got of course I got Alchemist, Derringer, of course, my brother, Hit Boy. I did some records with Hit Boy.
You got someone with Hit Boy?
Yeah,
I can't wait for
I got some shit from Bink.
Okay.
I got some shit from my dog Cosmo Beats from out here. You know what I mean? Out in the Bay or whatever. I'm forgetting some people. Justice League.
Oh, bro, yeah, you got the names on there.
Yeah, man.
Classic
Justice League.
producers, bro. Big
Right,
Justice League. Alchemist.
Yeah,
I actually,
Alchemist.
I don't know if I'm more hyped for you and Alchemist or you and Hit Boy. Because
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like you and Alchemist is going to just be that raw gutter, just got out the
100%.
fucking A-Train in
Yeah,
New York. He's a
100%.
homeless dude, you know.
You know how he do it. You know how he
But
give
then
it
that
up.
Hit Boy, I feel like, is going to, no pun intended, it's going to hit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
Hit
right,
Boy's
right.
beats are big and
Crazy.
loud. And,
Crazy,
you know,
yeah.
a lot of times he's, like, different. That all that shit. Hit Boy's been on fire, bro, the last like, 2 years.
Yeah, man. It's incredible. I think he underrated, man. He don't get enough credit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He don't get enough
Absolutely. I
credit.
love when Nas said
That
he's
nigga
the Quincy
fire.
Jones to my Michael Jackson.
Yeah, 100%. You can
Yeah.
tell that they in a good space the way they, create and the
Absolutely.
chemistry they got together. I
Absolutely.
love it.
Well, I do want to ask one thing. I just want to get clear. I couldn't figure out what your favorite NBA team was. I'm really curious.
Currently or just all time? Like
Currently, or like who do you root for every year?
I like Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
And Golden State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would have assumed Knicks. That's just the first thing I went through my head was like he's gonna be a Knicks
you
fan.
know what? I never was a Knicks fan, man. You know what I'm saying? I always, I was always a Bulls fan. So, in the '90s and shit,
Yeah.
like Jordan was killing them.
Absolutely. You couldn't
know
really
what
be
I'm
a
saying?
fan
So
of
it's like,
anybody
you
else.
feel me?
Yeah.
And then after Jordan retired, I kind of just was like, you know what I mean? I was jacking the Lakers. I was jacking the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and all that.
Okay. So you're just a fan of good sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with the
Great
Bills,
players,
with
great
the Bills,
players.
it sounds like you're gonna roll with the Bills no matter, even if I'm the quarterback.
Yeah. I'm gonna, probably, throw something at my TV every Sunday watching you
Yeah.
play, but
Not anymore,
You know
bro.
what I'm
You only
saying?
you're not throwing shit anymore. They're
Yeah.
good now. But basketball wise, what did you think about your team then? I was shocked James Harden wanted to leave, and then did you hear the news that got announced?
yeah, with the trade happening.
Ben Simmons,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Any reaction to that? Were you shocked, happy, sad?
Nah, man, it's dope. I mean, I can't say I wasn't shocked because I knew, the way, what I mean, the way the NBA is, and it's just a lot going on. Probably it just seems like up there in Brooklyn, and I felt like, I think Harden wanted to be back with his old GM from Houston
Daryl
anyway.
Morey. Yeah.
So I think it's good for both.
I
think it's
agree.
great for Ben Simmons to go over there where he ain't got to be asked to do too much.
Let him
and
actually play.
I think it's
too,
great
man.
for Embiid and Harden to finally have with them two together. It's scary.
It is scary. I'm a
Scary.
Celtics fan, and I was at the Yo Gotti thing, and all the texts started coming in.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And I read the next one, and I'm like, fuck. Every other team got better, bro. Clippers got
Yeah.
better. Every
Yeah.
team got better but Lakers and
Yeah.
Celtics.
Yeah.
But good to know. So, Nets. So, ideally, if a team can win a ring this year, you'd want it to be the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I think Brooklyn Nets is
Okay.
gonna be in the finals this year.
Yeah. I had to ask because you have a lot of rappers, like hip hop and NBA have always been hand in hand.
Yeah.
But you almost every 16, you got a real clever NBA reference in
Yeah.
there. And
Anywhere KD goes, that's my team, my favorite team.
That's your dude? Have you chopped it up with him ever?
Yeah, that's my brother.
You know, Doughboy was here 2 nights ago. I told Doughboy, DJ Quick in 2010 told me Kevin Durant is one of the best rappers who I'll never hear. Because I asked DJ Quick, I said, tell me someone who can rap that isn't rapping, if that makes sense, you know? And he's like, bro, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
He told me that, 2010. So Doughboy was like, get the fuck out of here. He tried to FaceTime Durant. He didn't answer. He sent him a voice note. You rap? And KD's like, shut the fuck up, man. You don't know shit about my rap career. But low key, DJ Quick told me Kevin Durant has bars. And he told me if he wasn't so dedicated to basketball, that he would actually put out real quality music.
Yeah.
So maybe you get him on the track.
Yeah, I'd love to. That's my
Why
bro.
not? Ross got Wade on the track.
Right.
I'm gonna try to manifest that right now. Conway the Machine will get Kevin Durant on the track.
Right.
And then you're gonna win him an award.
Yeah.
So that when you win the Grammy, Kevin, when he wins the Grammy, you end up getting the Grammy, because that's how that works.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, God Don't Got Mistakes will be out soon.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped to hear it, man. I really honestly wanted to thank you. This goes to Benny and Gunn too, just for like keeping the hip hop I grew up off alive, and doing it, man, in the same manner it was done then.
No doubt. Hell yeah, man. Thank you, man. For real.
I was always like, man, one of them's gonna sell out eventually. Nah, none of y'all folded, and all y'all blew up. That's the best thing about it.
Yes, sir.
Best thing about it is the 3 of you guys. When one of you goes up, the other 2 go too,
100%.
and it's just been like that.
Yes, sir. Dope, man.
Conway the Machine, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Thank you for doing you.
Yeah.
To anybody watching at home who raps with auto-tune, please listen to some Conway. Not to call out anybody, man, but thank you for that real hip hop, man.
Man, love, bro. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Dash Radio, Conway the Machine, and we out.